Hello, sweet friends. Today we're making a Christmas wreath using an evergreen wreath base and a cute little reindeer that I found from Hobby Lobby. Hey guys, my name is Tracy. I love to share crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm. Today is the Wreathathon. I am joining in with some fellow YouTubers. We are all creating Christmas wreaths of all different kind of designs. I will have a playlist link in the description box below. I'll tell you about that a little bit more later. But let's get into creating this little cutie patootie. The base for my wreath is this 24-inch evergreen wreath base. I got this one from Hobby Lobby. I got it when it was their 50% off sale. And what I did is take off all the tags, then fluff out all of the ties so that I could have them ready to put in my deco mesh. But before that, I want to go ahead and prepare my sign. Now, this little guy he is just adorable. He is the star of the show. He's a little whimsical little reindeer I found over at Hobby Lobby. He is like a yard ornament because it had the yard stake on it. So I just used my little floral cutter that I got from a deco exchange, and I just used that. Took me a little bit of time to really kind of get in there and get that little stand off of there, but it did work. And just got that little part, that bottom part off of there. All right, so then to prepare my sign, what I do is I have these 1-inch cable ties that I am going to be gluing. I'm just using a combination of E6000 as well as hot glue. I use Gorilla hot glue, and I'm going to go ahead and add some of that, and then I use my little clamps to have that dry while I am working on the rest of my wreath. And so then once that's ready, then I'll add some more glue around the sides. I like to give it just a little bit of extra stability, and then I'll add my pipe cleaners. All right, guys, so then for the deco mesh, these are the 4 deco mesh that I am going to be using for this wreath. They're all 10-inch deco mesh, and I roll them out to 25 inches, and then with my rotary cutter, I just cut it off. Now I'm going to be rolling over the sides 3 or 4 times, and then I just gather it in the middle to make my cruffle, and then just clamp it with my little clamp. I have 4 different colors, different like patterns of different 10-inch deco mesh, and so I'm cutting 6 of each of those, so that would give me 24 pieces of deco mesh that I'm going to be putting in my evergreen wreath. So again, really quick, if you don't know how to make a cruffle, I just roll over the ends 3 or 4 times each side, then I gather it in the middle, and then it comes together just like that. I just have my little clamp, and then I make those so that when I'm ready to put all of my mesh in there, every wreath maker is different. And guys, we're so glad that you're here. You're going to see a lot of ideas and how to create beautiful wreaths. All right, so then I just start somewhere with one of my deco mesh. I just put it in my little ties. Then I'm going to go up with the red. I kind of like work in like an X pattern, like one's down, one's up, one's down, one's up, one's down, one's up. And that's kind of how my brain, my method works. And so that's what I'm going to do until I get all of this mesh on this evergreen wreath. And again, I have 24 pieces of deco mesh. So I will continue to add the 10-inch deco mesh into my wreath until I get all the way around, fluff everything out so that it all looks nice and even, and then we're going to move on to the ribbon. So I'm going to be using 2 different sets of ribbon here in this wreath. I'm going to be using this burlap with the like glittery stuff. Those are from Sam's. The burlap with the red and black buffalo plaid, I got that at Walmart a few years back in their Christmas section. Always check their Christmas section because they have some really nice ribbon. And then also the other burlap with the greenery is from Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to be the 2.5 inch. I'm going to be cutting those at 14 inches and just wrapping those around my Perfect Tails board. I do have a link for where I got these Perfect Tail boards to measure my ribbon. We'll have a link for that in the description box if that is something that you're interested in and don't have anything like this. I just go ahead and fold it in the middle, make sure that all of my ends are all evenly, to the end. And then I just cut the little nice V cut on the edges. It just really, really makes our ribbon tails look really good. So for the 1.5 inch, I'm going to be using the 12-inch board, wrapping it around. Now for me, myself, I have learned that I usually like to wrap it no more than 4 or 5 times because it just seems to add more ribbon the more times I wrap it around the board. It just kind of adds a little link to it. And so I don't like that. And so I just wrap it around and I just make my ribbon bundles just like this. And so I did dovetail the edges of those as well. And so then this is how I'm going to be putting this set in there. And so it looks really nice. And so again, this 2.5 inch came from Hobby Lobby. And so I wrap it around 4 times, and then I'm going to be dovetailing the edges of each of those. And then I'm going to be adding that plaid with the red and black buffalo check as the center of that little ribbon bundle, just like that. I decided to pull out my 2.5 inch open weave burlap ribbon. Now I got this roll over at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to cut those at 14 inches, and that is what I'm going to be adding to this little bundle right here. I'm going to be offsetting them just a tad, putting those into some of those ties to make them look really nice. I go ahead and decide that I'm going to put these in with the burlap tie. And that just kind of is the way my brain works. I start in one place and then I go up and then I go down and then I go up because I want to have a very nice variation around this entire wreath. And so I'm going to be putting this in the burlap down one, up one, down one, up one. And so that's kind of how my method works for me. And then for the red, that is when I'm going to be putting the other set of ribbon in. And I just feel that it really gives a really nice variety around this wreath and really has a lot of the, colors, just everything just blends in so nicely together. And so, again, like I mentioned, you're going to see a lot of different ideas, a lot of different materials used in this Wreathathon collection video, and you are going to be inspired, I hope. And if you are new to wreath making, you are in for a real treat because we have some very, very talented wreath makers that are in this lineup today. And I appreciate Nadia inviting me again. There will be a playlist link in the description box below, guys, because you are not going to want to miss out on any one of these talented wreath makers. I'm so honored and blessed to be included in this lineup, and thank you to Nadia for always being the most gracious hostess. My cutie is ready to be put on my wreath. So I have the pipe cleaners attached to the back. And then to help kind of guide them through the wreath, I use an upholstery needle that you can get anywhere like sewing things are sold. And so I just thread it through the deco mesh or through the wreath. And then I just twist it on the back. And then once all of those are secure on there, then I flip it over, make sure that all of my ribbon tails are not stuck, like nothing's bent underneath, that everything looks really nice and pretty. And then here real quick, I'm going to show you how I made the whimsical sign. I just used one of these wood kind of signs from Hobby Lobby. They're like 4 in a pack from the Woodpile brand. I gave it a coat of Dixie Belle drop cloth. Then I just used my brush and just made some little lines down it just to kind of break up the background. I think I used Burlap acrylic paint. Then now I am doing the shading of what I like to do for my little signs. I have a flat paintbrush and some milk chocolate brown paint. I dip half of my brush in paint, the other half in water, and then I blend there on the blue paper towel. And then that's kind of how I just add a little bit of shading to my painted projects. And I really just feel that it just makes my project pop. Now, then I'm going to add some black outline, and I'm just using a Sharpie marker, the fine tip. And so I just go around and add a little bit of black marker all the way around the side, and then also in the lines, just to kind of give it just a little bit of extra something something. So the Merry Christmas, I went ahead and I designed it using one of the fonts that I have on my computer. I designed it in Cricut Design Space. I had to cut it out in 2 separate things because I wanted the Merry to be red and the green to be, the Christmas to be green. So then I'm just taking my transfer tape, I'm just lining that up, and then I am going to be burnishing that and then adding that vinyl to this sign. And so then to kick it up a notch, I want to add a little bit of striping to the Merry, just using my detailing brush. And then for the Christmas, I'm just using that same brush, but I'm using the end of it and adding some polka dots to the word Christmas. And so then that kind of gives me that more, whimsical touch that I like. And so then for extra sparkle, if I would have had some glitter vinyl, I would have used glitter vinyl, but I did not have any of that. So I added my own glitter by using some Gorilla adhesive spray and then some snow swirl glitter to the whole entire sign. And so then I just love how my whimsical Merry Christmas sign turned out for my cute little reindeer wreath. To attach the sign, I just glued it there to the bottom, and then also added a pipe cleaner on the back, and then attached it to the frame, glued it so that everything was nice and secure. I am going to be using these glittery balls that I got from Hobby Lobby, as well as some of this greenery, the pine greenery, the cedar greenery, as well as these red berries. And what I did, guys, is I cut them little picks apart, and then I use my steel picks machine to put the little silver pick on the end, and then I glued them all the way around the wreath, just kind of spacing them out where everything looked really nice. And I absolutely love the way that this little guy turned out. Again, this video is part of the Christmas Wreathathon hosted by DIY with Nadia. There will be a playlist link of all of these talented YouTubers. I cannot wait to see what they did for this event. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.